Woo! He has done it. Jesus Christ is on the loose. He has risen. Okay, you can do a little better than that. He has risen. There we go. So the question of today is, why are we all sitting here on this Easter Sunday 2019? Perhaps we have some new clothes we want to show them off. Or perhaps in order to get that yummy Easter dinner and probably participate in an egg hunt, we were told we had to come to church. Or maybe we're here because a friend invited us, or maybe we're here because we come here every Sunday. Or maybe we're here to encounter the risen Christ and find new life for all of those dead places in our lives. You know, after all, our world is filled with so much pain and so much darkness and so much death. With all the negativity in the world, we often get sucked into a premature death of our own, and we lose sight of the resurrection power that can be ours each and every day. But you know, that is an interesting phenomenon. Whether it's the little death of someone we love, or the death of a relationship, or a job, or even a season of life, death changes who we are and how we see the world. People, they've always had a really strange fixation with death, and it becomes especially evident when we encounter the premature announcement of the death of a celebrity, meaning they're really not dead. For example, 50 years ago, a rumor began to fly around the world that this man was dead. Who is it? Yes, it's Paul McCartney of the Beatles. The year was 1969, and the world was convinced that McCartney had died in 1966, and this is replaced by a lookalike. Does anybody remember this? I don't. I was only a year old. People were so fascinated by this erroneous death announcement that bizarre rumors began popping up. Rumors such as, play a song from the White Album backwards, and you're going to hear the words, "Turn me on, dead man." Or between the lyrics of the song "Strawberry Fields Forever," it was rumored that John Lennon was saying, "I buried Paul." The pinnacle of this whole hype revolved around the cover of the Abbey Road album. People said it looked like a funeral procession. We have John in white, resembling a heavenly figure, Ringo in black as the Undertaker, and George in denim as the gravedigger, and Paul in out of step and barefoot as the corpse. People even claimed that this Volkswagen was part of the story because the license plate read 28IF, meaning that if Paul had lived, if he would have lived, he would have been 28. For weeks, the Beatles press office tried to refute Paul's death, and Paul himself sometimes had to put the rumors to rest by being interviewed on the BBC, where he looked straight into the camera and said, "If the conclusion that you reach is that I am dead, then you are wrong, because I am fully alive and living in Scotland." Well, 2,000 years ago, death was an even more common occurrence than it is today, and often there were rumors about notorious people dying that just weren't true. So there's no wonder that the rumors flew through Jerusalem on that first Easter as to whether or not Jesus was really dead. Perhaps some thought it was just a hoax. You know, he fainted on the cross, and then he they escaped the swimming in the dark at night. And for those who were close to Jesus, his death was very, very real, especially for those who stood and helplessly watched him die. Jesus was dead, and all who loved him felt a piece of them die with. For this reason alone, at dawn on that first Easter morning, as the women went to the tomb with their spices prepared to embalm Jesus' body, they expected to encounter death, not life. Imagine their surprise when they reached the cemetery and found that the stone had been rolled away. The scripture states that when the women went inside and were unable to find the body, they didn't know what to make of it. Of course they didn't understand. Of course they questioned it all. Reality told them that Jesus was dead, and it never once occurred to them that he might be alive. And then, I love this part, just like a scene out of a Hollywood movie, the women encountered two men in dazzling light standing before them and staring them so badly that they fall to their knees in fear. Not being fazed by the women's terrified reaction, the men asked, "Why do you look for the living among the dead? He is not here. He is risen." Now, I know for those of us who have heard this story more than one time and know the ending, that seems like a pretty simple question, but let's get real. These women were in the cemetery to embalm a body. They are grief-stricken, they are terrified, and this question would have made absolutely no sense to them at all. Taking compassion on these poor frightened souls, the mysterious men begin to remind them of Jesus' own words that he said to them while they were alive. They said, "Please, don't you remember how Jesus told you while he was in Galilee that the Son of Man had to be handed over to sinners and be crucified, and on the third day he would rise again?" Well, guess what? The prophecy has come to fruition. And just like that, everything Jesus ever said to these women made sense, and they began to feel the resurrection power breathe life back into their dead souls. The angels were speaking the truth. The death and resurrection of Jesus was all a part of the plan that he had directly told them. So, in wonder and excitement, they race back as fast as they can to share the good news. Now, this part is significant because the writer of Luke takes the time to name these ladies, giving them credibility as trusted followers of Jesus. He says that it was Mary Magdalene, Joanna, and Mary, the mother of James, who announced the resurrection to the disciples. What happens next will probably not surprise more than half of you in this room. But when the women encounter the 11 male disciples, guess what? The men don't believe the women. And dismiss Jesus' rising from the dead as an idle tale. Really now. It says that only Peter ran to the tomb and to see the evidence for himself, and instead of breathing in that resurrection power, he left them at home, wondering what had happened in the story. Okay. I have to be honest. You know what I love about the resurrection story from Luke? It is a true testament to the fickleness of humanity. I mean, where else do we see both the frailty and the triumph of faith all in one story? And I think of how often we walk around life like Peter, absorbed in our own personal darkness, wasting our energy on wondering what went wrong and beating ourselves up for the mistakes of our past. And we wander around in a state of living death, like walking corpses with worry and apathy and guilt oppressing us and stealing our joy. And lost in our own selves, we become like the disciples, so focused on the darkness of death that we ignore the testimony of the women who saw the empty tomb in the miracle of the resurrection. But friends, the good news in all of this is that life doesn't have to be that way. For the miracle of Easter is that we can find that resurrection power that happened on that first Easter morning each and every time we choose to focus on the light of Jesus rather than on the darkness that surrounds us in life. This is the angel asked the women, "Why do you look for the living among the dead?" We too often focus on all those dead places in our lives rather than looking to the light of new life that is right in front of us. To illustrate this point, I'm going to read a poem, and I want you to see how much of it you either identify with now or have ever identified with in your past. I am very ugly, so don't try to convince me that I'm a very beautiful person, because at the end of the day, I hate myself in every single way. And I'm not going to lie to myself by saying there is beauty inside of me that matters. So rest assured, I will remind myself that I am a worthless, terrible person, and nothing you say will make me believe I still deserve love. Because no